Guys, we're live, but we need to introduce ourselves into officially live. So, guys, let's go.
Muted.
Yep. Abdullah.
Abdullahi, you're on mute.
My bad. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. Welcome, guys. Now, after the international break, it's been a heck of a game. Nations League, European qualification, nations and everything. Just been jam-packed matches. Officially, we're back. Welcome back to the Epl Resumption. Everything back. Some tasty match in this weekend. Leverkusen Bayern, Barcelona Valencia, Lazio AS Roma, Brentford Chelsea, Leicester City United, Watford Liverpool. What a match. And London Derby, Crystal Palace Arsenal. Whoa. What a weekend of football, guys. Also, we're going to talk about Newcastle. Because apparently, Brendan Rodgers is going to take over Liverpool. Is it a success or is it going to be a failure? Is Brendan Rodgers the manager to take them forward, going forward in terms of long-term longevity? Or do they have to have a number of different manager in terms of the player they have, caliber player they have going forward? We talk about that also. And also, we'll give our prediction for the weekend match as we look forward to it. So welcome, guys. How are you guys doing today? Brown ED.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here, Abdullahi. Doing very well.
Yeah, Eric, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, look, we're back, man. We're back for the resumption of the season, man. These international breaks, yeah. Look, we need less of it. We need less of that, but we're back.
So let's start with the Newcastle Takeover. Apparently, Brendan Rodgers is gonna take over Newcastle United. So, Eric, going forward now, is it the right manager to take them forward, or do they need to go into different manager in terms because Ragnick is gonna be the sporting director for Newcastle United. So, Ragnick, Brendan Rodgers, is it a good fit, or do they have a better manager for me going forward?
It sounds very interesting. I can't even pretend. Rodgers is he's an interesting coach. It's not obvious to say that Newcastle is a step up from Leicester right now, but I think it's a challenge that obviously he wants to take on the challenge. Rodgers wants to be the person who starts this the turnaround, for Newcastle and brings them back to where they used to be, or maybe even better. So it's a very, I can't think of too many better options than Rodgers. It's a perfect, I think it's a perfect fit. Yeah.
Perfect fit.
I actually agree with Eric as well, because obviously Brendan Rodgers is a manager I know very well. He's obviously managed my club for quite a while, and to start this Newcastle project, I don't think it's a bad idea to be looking at someone who's still relatively early into his managerial career, and he has a good style of play as well. I mean, you can see how much he's improved Leicester City. They finally won a trophy, last season with the FA Cup. I know the only little negative was sort of them missing out on that top 4 place, for 2 seasons running when they almost clinched Champions League football. But I think for Newcastle, Rodgers wouldn't be a bad move. I think he can maybe get them to that first stage, in terms of becoming a top 7, top 8 club, and then gradually becoming a top 6 clubs, depending on the signings. Because if you think about it, he's going to have an almost unlimited budget, to spend. So
We have so much money.
yeah,
So much.
and he's quite good at giving youngsters opportunities as well, especially like the British
They have
youngsters as well. So
Is it Longstar or what? That guy's a good player. I think they need a coach.
yeah, I
They
mean,
need a good
definitely they've got 1 or 2 players like Sir Maximan, Callum Wilson. They've got players that they can
Willock,
build around.
Willock
Yeah,
and everything.
Willock as well, who's been really good. Last season when he was on loan, scored 7 league goals. But I think Brendan Rodgers would be a good move for Newcastle. But looking at it from Leicester's point of view, I'm not too sure he should make the move right now, because obviously it will appear to be a step down if he does make the move. However, it's an ambitious project, and looking at it from a long-term point of view, I think it does make sense for them to go for someone like Rodgers. But if obviously Rodgers doesn't get them over the line in a couple of years and they're already in a great position, then maybe they can change to an Antonio Conte or a manager that's much better than Rodgers. But the good thing about Rodgers is that he will be there for a while to oversee the progression. Whereas with Conte, if they go with Conte will instantly demand, big name players. Maybe he's not really going to be a long-term manager as well.
Guys, wait. Vote for your feet. If this happen, we have to have a serious conversation about that. If this happen, I'm serious. No. Are you telling me Pep spent trillions of money, maybe 10 billions or 11 trillions, whatever you call it? He will never deliver the UCL and leave Man City. Are you seriously kidding me? And you're bringing in Rodgers? Like, seriously speaking?
I can't imagine that, even though obviously these reports, some of them are quite hard to believe, because obviously we've seen the report come out earlier in the season that Pep will leave Man City in 2023. So
he will leave.
Yeah, so obviously City will have some replacements in mind, but I highly doubt it's going to be Rodgers. I think they'll want someone who's more established, maybe like a Luis Enrique. I think. Who knows?
That's too low. Enrique is not bad. Lucho is not bad. Lucho is not bad.
Yeah, just I agree. But back to Rodgers to Newcastle. Like you were just saying, I don't think it's set in stone. There's a lot of rumors happening, a lot of links going on.
So
we
much.
don't know what's actually correct and what is fake news. But we'll see. But I don't doubt that Rodgers would be interested in this move. I think he would want to take up the challenge. I think he would want to try it. But I believe he would be given assurances. He wouldn't just go in there and then, maybe after 2-3 years he gets sacked.
I don't think so.
I think he will be given the time to do what he needs to do. It's and when you say long term, the way I see it, at least 5 years. Obviously they have targets, but each year they'll set a target and they'll hit it, and then they'll just keep going. So I think he's the right profile of manager to really help build a team and improve a club, because you can say yes, obviously they have a lot of money to spend, but Newcastle is not on the level of the biggest clubs in Europe. The players still want to play for the biggest clubs. So what Rodgers needs to do, he needs to make Newcastle an attractive club. Part of that is the football. Part of that is the the feeling around the club. Obviously, the fans are fantastic, so that's not even an issue. The fans are they have the mentality for a big club, but it will take time to
bring Ralph Ragnick in as a sporting director. That is a big plus, because now you can kind of bring in big names player that can attract in coming to Newcastle with a manager, with his sporting director on the same point. That is a very good a project for me going forward.
Yeah, I don't know too much about Ralph, but I think he's he's highly spoken about.
Very well spoken.
Very
about.
highly, very highly. He's done a really good job at Salzburg and Leipzig.
Nice big, yeah.
Yeah, so I think he's obviously going to oversee the operation in terms of like scouting talents, and just making the club even more attractive, like I said, in terms of transfers and everything. And I think Rodgers is not a bad start, obviously, because if you look at Rodgers' time at Leicester, I mean, had he got that Champions League spot, then maybe it would have been harder for Leicester to maintain it because he doesn't have that budget at Leicester to be sustainable. Whereas if he joins Newcastle and maybe, let's say, in 2-3 seasons, he somehow manages to sneak a top 4 position with a relatively good squad that has been built for him, then there's more chance Newcastle will be attractive, and they'll probably stay there. So I think that's the first step that they need to be aiming for. But obviously, it's not going to happen overnight. So they need to be, the sooner they appoint a manager with the ideas, then the better.
I think what Newcastle are doing is they're taking that time in terms of hiring the right manager. They didn't want to rush and just get manager in and boom, it doesn't work. So I can understand their ways of doing things. And they are taking that time. See, they have so many. I'm hearing Lampard, I'm hearing Conte, Rogers, so many.
Even Steven Gerrard.
Steven Gerrard, yes. So I think they are viewing that point. Like, let's view our stuff and see how this is gonna pan out, because they think they want to follow the model of Manchester City in terms of doing their own business. If you want to follow the level of Man City, you have to spend, and the manager, you have to bring in a manager you can trust. That's the key. And firstly, you have to have the manager there who's gonna push maybe in that top 5 or top 6 first. Then from there, bring in a manager that can sustain you for the whole season, maybe finishing 4th or 5th.
Absolutely. And I think that's why they are maybe looking at Brendan Rodgers, because Rodgers is that first step. Maybe they can aim for European football, like a Europa League. Maybe
another manager. I'll sorry to cut you. Another manager I would love in mind. If not that he has gone to Bayern, is Nagelsmann, because giving him project with Ragnick, German manager, working together, Nagelsmann could be there 5 years and is an attacking manager who will make Newcastle believe. They will believe because he's an upcoming manager. They're going up. It will become successful in the near future, but it's coming up. Definitely. That is the manager that can attract big players coming to the club, because now he has pedigree, he has a style of play. There's a Ralph there who is a sporting director who German together understand each other, speak the same language. There's a communication. That for me is a business project that in the next 2-3 years that could blossom.
Definitely a manager of Nagelsmann's stature, although I don't see Nagelsmann at Newcastle at all, because I think obviously he's at Bayern now and he's going to be there for a while, and if he does end up leaving Bayern, then I think it's going to be for another big club, with huge history probably. I mean, obviously for me as a Liverpool fan, I would, like, if it was up to me, I would want Klopp to sign a lifetime contract, but we don't live in a fantasy world, so if he was to leave one day, then I think Nagelsmann would be perfect for us, obviously. But yeah, I think he can improve any team, and I'm curious to see how he does for Bayern Munich as well.
Fair enough. I kind of understand that. I'm kind of happy for Newcastle there, because I think they needed this. They needed these owners. They needed it. It's been long. Brazil's football for a very long time. It's that time for me. Getting the new owners in, attacking football. Let them enjoy themselves. Like, you can hate. This is all love football. Banter. Let's banter each other. You can hate as much as possible, but let's banter each other. It makes it more interesting.
Yeah, and I think the best part about this is the fact that Newcastle have a massive fan base.
Massive, very massive.
They're a very, very popular club.
Very big,
Yeah, they might not be as big as Liverpool or United or Chelsea.
They are very big.
But they are very, very big in terms of like the brand of the Premier League. Even when they had players like Alan Shearer, Yeboah, they had
I did not believe
very good players. Ginola
play for Newcastle. I did not.
Yeah, I mean those were the years where I started watching football. Newcastle were very good actually. So yeah, I think they want to go back to that now.
Fair enough. I want to come to something else again, and I'm gonna come to Eric on this. Khalidou Koulibaly and Sadio Mane have spoken out, and they spoke about their frustration, unhappiness, angry, pissed off, mad at the UEFA people, not including Edouard Mendy in the Ballon d'Or by putting Gianni Donnarumma there. Eric, give me your take on it. Is it being biased, or are UEFA just because he's black, he doesn't deserve to be in the Ballon d'Or podium? Why Donnarumma is there? Because he won the Euros, I get that. But in club level, Eduardo Mendy has been one of the, for me, best goalkeeper in world football at the moment right now. Because he's that good of a goalkeeper for me.
Yeah, I can't disagree. I have to agree that he should be involved. I don't know, what number he would be on in the rankings, but his name should be there. For me, he's better than Donnarumma, and that is very controversial for some people. But we don't know what Donnarumma will be when he's 28 years old. But right now, Donnarumma is he's really talented. Nobody can deny how good he is. He's really really good, arguably world class.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. Let's see what he does at PSG. And you can't really talk about international football with Mendy because he plays for Senegal.
Senegal, yeah.
They haven't. They're going to play in the Nations League few weeks from now, I think, or a few months from now.
A few months, yeah, in January.
Yeah, so it's not happening. He hasn't had the opportunity to do anything for his country yet. So, yeah, obviously he's 28. He could have played in previous competitions, but he just didn't. So, I think it's a little bit harsh that he doesn't. Because I mean, he won the award for the keeper of the what was it?
Yeah, best goalkeeper. Yeah, best goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So
His name is in the Yashin goalkeeper of the world in 2021. So, but what Mane and Koulibaly are saying is, why Donnarumma? Why not Eduardo Mendy? He had a successful season than Donnarumma. Why Mendy not there instead of Donnarumma?
I don't know if maybe they think they can't have too many people from the same team, but I don't really care about that. For me, if the player deserves to be there, he should be there. Mendy should be there. Lukaku, yes, he's in the shortlist, but obviously he wasn't a Chelsea player last season, so he's not in the shortlist based on what he did for Chelsea, And then you have other players, Mount, and I'm not sure who else. Maybe Kante as well.
Kante and Jorginho.
But for me, Mendy was one of our best players last season. And I think he's world class. I genuinely do. The only thing you can say he's not good at is penalties. I don't know why, but he's.
And I think the problem with time, I think it will be better because Peter Cech started catching penalty after the 2002, just early 2000. When he first came in, it was as bad as Mendy. It was towards earlier 2012, coming back towards 2020 something. That was when Peter Cech became a very good goalkeeper in terms of saving penalties. So I can understand Mendy. I'm not worried. It will take time.
But outside of penalties, 90-minute matches, he's one of the best keepers in the world, if not the best. I think he's up there with players like, obviously you mentioned Donnarumma and Ederson as well. I think he will get the golden boots. Golden glove this season.
Yashin goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think he'll get the golden glove in the Premier. I think he'll keep the most clean sheets this season. That's what I think. So I think, in a few months from now, we might question the decision even more because I think we have a good opportunity to win more trophies with Mendy.
Yeah. But I think the aspect about it is, on international level, Mendy may be short just because it's Senegal. That's where the issue is. Because
but if he wins, I think they got to the final the last time, right?
The semi-final.
Yeah.
Semis. Is it semis or quarters?
I think it was the final. They lost to Algeria.
It was the final.
Yeah, it was the final. Yeah, it was final. Yeah.
If they win AFCON, then there's a strong shot for because I'm pretty sure that they look at AFCON as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, he still has a chance.
Well, I mean, personally, my take on it is that obviously I agree with Mane and Koulibaly for voicing that because I think in general, maybe you can argue that Donnarumma is a better keeper because we know Donnarumma is a talented goalkeeper, who's had a great Euros. But if you look at the 2021 season, obviously there's no doubt that Edouard Mendy has had the better season. He's kept a lot of clean sheets. He's made some really good saves. I mean, considering that was his debut season at Chelsea, to win the Champions League, there's no question in my mind he should have been on the shortlist because when you look at the shortlist, you can actually see players who, I mean, arguably don't even deserve to be there. I mean, you've got Leonardo Bonucci in there, who, I mean, come on. I mean, yes, he's had a good Euros, but I think some players, let's be fair, they were only included.
I think that person that Simon. Is it Kier?
Yeah, yes. We all know. I think we all know Simon Kier is not really there for football reasons, but I don't think he should be there. You can
I
also
called him.
argue a few
Yeah.
of the other players who are in there, but I think most of them deserve to be in there, definitely.
Mm.
But I would say Mendy definitely deserves to be in there. Maybe not ahead of Donnarumma, but maybe alongside Donnarumma instead of Kier. I would say because there's no real rule to suggest that one goalkeeper should be in a 30-man Ballon d'Or
Score.
list. There can easily be like 2 keepers, 3
Yeah.
keepers, because
Yeah.
it's a 30-man Ballon d'Or list.
Yeah.
It's not like a 10
You know the funny
player
part?
list.
No
Yeah.
Kimmich, no Kimmich, no Kuz,
Yeah, I mean
no
it's
Modric.
crazy, yeah.
Lord in heaven.
Honestly,
Lord
like
in
some of the
heaven.
players that are in there, I don't
Now the
think
place I'm hearing, it just kind of pissing me off. Like, what the heck is going on?
yeah, honestly, like I mean, I love Luka Modric. Yeah, I think he's one of the greatest midfielders, like of his generation. But for him to be in there ahead of some of the players like Mendy, like for this calendar year, anyway, I mean, it's quite baffling. But that's how it is. For example, Nicola Barella as well. I think he deserves to be in there because
Yeah.
he had a good season with Inter.
Inter Milan.
He won the league, and then
And
he
the
was obviously
Scudetto.
really good at the Euros as well. So
Yeah.
that one I can understand, but the ones like Kier being in there, for example, I mean, we all know that's not really like justified in a way.
Because Mane and Koulibaly was, and they said because Mendy is black, that's why he's been taken out of the team. Why? Because based on Mane and Koulibaly, they said there's no better goalkeeper in year 2021 right now that is better than Edouard Mendy right now because he's that good of a goalkeeper. They can vouch for him any day, anytime. He's that good of a goalkeeper. Why is he not putting the Ballon d'Or? He said he doesn't know. That is battling. For me, it's a disrespect for him being a goalkeeper.
I mean, also
they're kind of angry. Well, I don't know how your fans gonna respond to this, but
I'm just looking
Mane
at
and
the list
Koulibaly
now,
are really
and
pissed off. They are pissed
I'm
off.
looking at the list now, and obviously you have Pedri in there, and no, for me, Pedri's a brilliant young midfielder, yeah, but I'm not sure why he's there based on what. Obviously, he was the best young player at the Euros, but I think the Ballon d'Or shortlist shouldn't really depend on whether you had a good Euros or not. It's all about the season, as well.
It's about your campaign for the whole calendar year.
It's about the 2021 campaign, and
Yeah.
the Euros is obviously a bonus, to strengthen your case of being there.
So why? Yeah, I'm not too. I'm not in
But
favor
yeah,
of
just
a
a
lot
quick
of
question
things.
for you guys: like, who do you think will win the Ballon d'Or, and B, who do you think should win the Ballon d'Or? Like, if you had to choose between 3 players, maybe or 2.
I think I would go for Robert Lewandowski for me.
That's a
For me.
fair shout. That's a fair shout.
Because
I
I
would
don't think
agree with you. I would say
Messi.
either Messi or Lewandowski.
I don't think Messi deserves to win the Ballon d'Or. Why? Is because he's had a terrible season both for Barcelona and it's been. I would say it for the first time in so many years. He has been abysmal for Barcelona until the later stage of the season when it comes out. They only won the Copa del Rey, and also maybe because of he wants to leave Barcelona. They're not playing good football and everything.
I have to disagree with you. Yeah, he had a great season for Barcelona individually. I know they only won the Copa del Rey, but he was La Liga's top scorer, La Liga's top assist provider. He created so many chances.
People
In the
will
Copa
tell you that
America,
he
he was
didn't.
also the best player. So,
But I don't
it's a great
think
shout for
the
him.
Messi I'm talking about is not the Messi of last season. Messi has literally declined. Yes, I understand this assist and everything, but I watched the Barcelona season, last season, and Messi doesn't look like himself anymore. It doesn't look like himself.
But he's still better than anyone else.
I agree.
But what about the argument that Messi hasn't turned up in the biggest games? So against the top teams, how did he perform against Atletico, against Madrid? What did he do?
This past season, I mean, in some of the games, obviously not to the standard that he should be playing at, but I still think over the course of the season, he was probably the best player last season. If you're looking at only individual stats, goals,
would you say he was better than Benzema, for example?
In the big games?
Just in
Probably
general.
not, but I think in general, yes, he has been better than Benzema last season, for me.
Is that because he won a trophy or just you think that
No,
his
just
performances
based on his individual input, he scored the most goals in La Liga, he got the most assists. I mean, what more can he do? I mean, we all know he's 34 now, so he's hardly going to be prime Messi, but I think he still warrants a Ballon d'Or this year. But if he doesn't win it, then I would be more than happy to give it to Lewandowski, because Levy done more than enough to win it last year. For some reason, it wasn't given to him. So if he does win it this year, then it would be more than justified.
Yeah, I completely agree. They decided to cancel the competition.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
They canceled the awards last year.
But I understand with the whole Messi notion, because I'm pretty sure people, some of them anyway, like Patrice Evra said that he's tired of seeing Messi win.
Yeah.
But that there's one thing saying that, but then there's a completely different thing saying like Jorginho deserves it, because I don't think Jorginho is a bad player. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't think he's done enough to win the Ballon d'Or. I mean, let's be real.
But even Patrice Evra's comment is wrong, isn't it? It's not based on what you want to see. It's based on, if Messi has been the best, then you can't take it away from him just because he's won it 5 times before. You know, so I don't care about what you want.
People see this is where the issue is. People say Jorginho doesn't deserve it, but if I'm gonna put trophies over it, in the 2021 year we are right now, the only player that has been consistent and winning trophies in 2021 is Jorginho. UCL, Euro, and the
I agree with that. But
it's not the best. It's not the best player. Yeah, but he has trophies to back it on and say yes.
Yeah, but
I've won something.
Is, for me, it's like the way I viewed it is that it's completely individual. Like it's what
I don't think. No, I think it depends on the criteria of what the Ballon d'Or won. Because I remember Luka Modric in 2019. It wasn't the best player for Madrid in the UCL, but they won it just based on the World Cup, and he has a successful World Cup. Yeah, they didn't win it, but they went to the final, and it was
he was great in the World Cup.
It was great. So Jorginho has won the World Cup. It's not the best player, but it was one of their pivotal players for Italy. He's won the UCL, in which UEFA and FIFA rate highly a lot. So it was also it's one trophy this year that he can back it up and say, yes, I deserve something.
For me, the Ballon d'Or should be about performances. Trophies shouldn't come into it.
Absolutely.
That's my personal opinion. But obviously, we know that that's not the case. So,
But Messi ticks all the boxes this year for me. Like, he definitely ticks all the boxes.
Yeah, so I think I agree. I think Messi will win it, but I want Lewandowski to win it.
Me too. Like, who I actually want to win it is Levy, but who I think will win it is Messi.
And I'll give honorable shout to Benzema. Honorable shout.
Benzema deserves an honorable shout, definitely, because based on this season, I think the way he's going, I think he's going to be in line to win the next Ballon d'Or, and I would say Mohamed Salah.
I think
as well.
depending on how Real Madrid does, though, you can't say that's a good shot. Depending on how they do in the Euro, the Liga, and the.
I think obviously this season for me, Salah and Benzema have been phenomenal. Like if they can carry on their form, like towards the end, like the middle part or the end part, then they'll be in the running for the next Ballon d'Or, I think, for the 2022 one.
Yeah, but do you know also that World Cup plays a very key factor in the Ballon d'Or? It's gonna be a World Cup era.
Huge. And obviously,
if Italy wins the
in
World
terms of
Cup,
Salah, he's got.
If Italy wins the World Cup again,
as well.
If Italy wins the World Cup, you can't take a Jorginho not winning the Ballon d'Or. You can't take him out.
Yeah, World Cup, I think it's just has that weight on it.
Because now people say that it doesn't deserve this year. Okay, good. If next year comes in and Italy wins that World Cup and Jorginho play pivotal part in that Euro, he's winning the Ballon d'Or, whether you like it or not. He is winning the Ballon d'Or.
I think the trophies it's too much of an argument. The fact that he just all the trophies is won, you can't overlook it, and they won't. Yeah. But just because you win, just because you win the World Cup or you perform in the World Cup doesn't mean you win the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, because, and also with the Ballon d'Or, we have to consider the fact that the advantage will mostly go towards attacking players because the numbers and the goals, that's why Messi and Levy are up there, because it's rarely, it's rare that you see a midfielder or a defender winning the award anyway. So it's a bit of a challenge in that aspect.
This is what I was talking about the other day on a stream. It's catered to attacking players. Yes, exactly. I understand the narrative. It's more difficult to score. I get it. The best players are the attacking players. But I don't agree with it. Instead of having one sort of award for the games, or instead of having a Ballon d'Or for everybody, why don't they just do separate Ballon d'Ors? Ballon d'Or for attacking players, Ballon d'Or for midfielders, Ballon d'Or for goalkeepers. That would be more
I
fair
think the
to
only
me.
reason why they're not doing that is because they view it as a prestigious award, so they're not really keen on sort of expanding it in that sense.
But how would you compare somebody like Messi to Donnarumma or Mendy and
Yeah, I
say,
know
oh yeah,
it's
Donnarumma had a better
flawed in
season?
that way in terms of
Yeah, it
like the
is. Yeah.
nominations and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot. But I think the only reason why they're not doing that is because maybe they don't want to have too many awards or ceremonies, which is why they have the UEFA Best Player or UEFA Best Midfielder award. You know, when they're doing the Champions League draw, etc., etc. So maybe that's why.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably.
I can agree to
But
that. I can agree. I can agree to that.
I think that it's not for me. It's not fully because I keep talking about Modric in 2018. I don't think he was the best player for um
Mm.
in
Madrid in
his
the UCL for me.
But
in
guys,
his
even
yeah.
taking you further back, I mean, the Ballon d'Or for me has always been flawed. It's always been, or mostly been, a popularity contest. Because if you think about 2010, for example, when Messi won his first Ballon d'Or, you could argue that year he probably didn't even deserve it because Wesley Schneider was amazing, Xavi in the World Cup,
Ruben, Ribery,
and
Ribery.
Ribery in 2013 for me should have won the Ballon d'Or, but again, it was given to Cristiano. So there, there were years where you look at it and think Messi and Ronaldo obviously deserved most of their Ballon d'Ors, but there were 1 or 2 years where you felt the likes of Schneider, Xavi, Franck Ribéry, you know, all could have won those years. But then again, it comes down to popularity as well and votes and stuff like that. So
I agree. I completely agree with that. I completely because for me it's tough. It's flawed. If you look at the Ballon d'Or, the way the nomination and everything it's been flawed. So that's why I said if Messi win it this year, I won't get angry because of the year he had
absolutely,
with
yeah.
the Copa America. If Lewandowski win it, it's also well deserved too because of what he's
Yeah.
done in
If
the
Levy
total.
wins it, then it's a case of like he earned it because based on last year he was amazing, and then
I would be
he's carried
surprised.
on that as
I
well.
would be surprised if Jorginho wins it. That would be a shock. I'm seeing it will be a shock of a century for me.
I mean, it would be a shock,
It will be a
honestly.
shock because now I will have to criticize the Ballon d'Or. What is your criteria? We have to know the criteria because if you're telling me you're just gonna win the Ballon d'Or based on trophies, I'm gonna have an issue with that.
Do you know the thing is what I like about the nominations for me is that you have 5 Chelsea players in there and 5 Man City players in there, which for me is a reflection of how good Chelsea have been last season, you know, for winning the Champions League, and how good Man City have been in terms of winning the league, getting to the Champions League final. So seeing their players have more nominations for me, fair enough, I can accept that.
But like I said before, Lukaku wasn't a Chelsea player last season.
Oh
But
yeah,
he's
yeah,
in.
yeah. So
So it should be six,
technically,
isn't
it
it?
should have been Mendy in there, you
Yeah.
know, to have 5
Or
Chelsea players, you know.
or on an extra player. It could have been 6. Why not?
Exactly, yeah.
Because Lukaku wasn't a Chelsea player when like
Yeah,
so.
Lukaku's obviously in there based on the fact that he was a
The
title winner
Scudetto,
at Inter.
yes,
And
yeah, Scudetto, yeah. Because of the Scudetto you won,
the
so
Scudetto, yeah, he played a big part in that.
I can understand. I can understand why Romelu Lukaku is being there. So I can understand why because of the Scudetto he won. I won't take that away from you. But for me, overall, the Ballon d'Or has been a little bit suspect for me. The way they are nominees, their criteria and everything. Every year the criteria does changes. I do not know why it does changes, but that has to be a conversation we need to have with the UEFA people. Every year we have the same issue over and over and over again. What is the criteria for the Ballon d'Or? Is it trophies? Is it individual? Is it collective? That I do not know. But the last time I checked, I'm seeing individuals, collective, and trophies. So you're gonna tell me you're gonna put trophies onto it if it's gonna be because of Ballon d'Or. If that is gonna be the case, and I don't think for me it's tough at the moment. Very tough.
Yeah,
Very tough.
it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But if Lewandowski wins it, I'll be happy. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I'll be happy to. I won't get angry because I think it's well deserved for me. Well deserved for me. Overall, it's well deserved for me. It's not gonna get angry because Lewa deserve to win it. So
Absolutely.
it deserves to win it for me. Uh, uh, Another topic I want to talk about, because I want to make the APL the last one we're going to discuss. Just talk about matches, match by match, also prediction and everything, matchup and everything. I'm going to come to a on this. The fourth bastard. Sorry for my language. It's going to be the officiating for Saturday match. Antonio Taylor, how are you feeling?
I'm not feeling good about it at all. I don't like to focus on referees. If you're focusing on a referee,
He has been he's been doing this bullshit for a very long time.
yeah. Look, if you're forced to focus on a referee, then something is wrong, because you shouldn't. I've heard of saying that if you don't notice the referee, then the referee is doing a good job. If the referee becomes the focus of the match, then that's a big problem. And the referee has been the focus of the match in too many Chelsea matches. And I don't want him to be involved in any Chelsea games. I don't know how it can be done, but that's what I hope for in the field. Like, it's happened too many times, and nobody can tell me that I'm overreacting. I'm focusing on the ref instead of focusing on the game. It's happened too many times. You just do the research. Check on Twitter. You'll see all the pictures. This referee has some kind of issue with Chelsea. There's something, I don't know what it is. He has some kind of, whenever he is involved with Chelsea matches, there's always something controversial that happens. And this is not good, because Chelsea don't do well after the international break. So we already have a lot of things going against us. We have injuries. We tend not to play too well after international breaks. And we now have Anthony Taylor refereeing the game. So, I won't hold back if something happens, which I'm expecting something to happen. I'll call it out. I'll call it out, and I'll I'll be disappointed again. But it seems like there's no accountability for referees. They can just do whatever they want. I don't know who they answer to. I don't know who, tells them when they made a mistake or when they did something wrong. I have no idea. So I heard there was a petition as well, but obviously nobody cares. So he will just keep refereeing Chelsea games. But we need to make sure that he doesn't get the chance to be the star of the show. We need to just win the game, and hopefully, nothing will prevent us from from winning. If we lose or if we get a draw, it should be because we didn't play well enough, not because the referee ruined the game or he made a horrible decision. But we'll see.
The hell your take on Antonio Taylor, that forward man, that bad man. Like,
I mean, he's just basically one of many Premier League refs who are very infuriating. I mean, is he officiating the game this weekend, the Brentford-Chelsea game?
yeah, he is.
Yeah, I mean, I
We're
completely
already
where Chelsea fans are coming from, because obviously he can be seen as a very controversial referee and whatnot. But obviously, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think most Chelsea fans will point to that if they drop points this weekend, because realistically, Chelsea should be wiping the floor with Brentford. Like, no disrespect to Brentford, but yeah. No matter who the referee is, I think in a game like this, obviously with Chelsea expected to challenge for the title and possibly win it this season, you shouldn't really look at like these kind of factors, even though they play in your mind and you remember the previous time like he was in charge of a Chelsea game where he didn't quite make the right decision, or if I'm not mistaken, was he the referee in the Southampton game?
No. He's
Oh,
not
okay.
a referee.
Oh, he wasn't actually, yeah. But I think many Premier League referees are incompetent. I mean, Anthony Taylor, he's quite inconsistent. Sometimes he's good, but other times he's very like incompetent, But I think in general, the Premier League doesn't have the best referees in Europe. If anything, they have the worst ones, which is why there's a lot of talk
another
about
one is McBean. That one
VAR
is
as well. Like, VAR was never really the issue. It's just how these Premier League referees use it.
That's what the problem is. That's what it's been. The implementation of how it's being used That's where the issue is. The implementation of has been used is my issue with it. It's not people say VAR is not the problem because we've seen it used very well. But the issue about it is this board man here is giving me an issue because every time a referee tells him too much controversy, always. Like what I like it, just play your ball. Don't care about the referee. Just play your football and win matches.
I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, yes, I do not like talking about referees. Whenever Chelsea lose, I always say, you know what, we lost because we didn't do what we should have done. That's what usually happens. But it's different with Anthony Taylor. It just is. It's different with this guy. So imagine if we just start the game and then there's a 50-50, and then all of a sudden a Chelsea player gets a yellow card. That is a very realistic possibility. That kind of thing happens a lot.
Yeah,
it happens. So imagine a player thinking, "Oh, I can't go into a 50-50 because the referee might give me a yellow card because he thinks that I've done something I shouldn't have done." So these are, we cannot underestimate the impact that referees have on matches. But I agree with what I agree with what you said, Dahir, because we should win irrespective of what the referee does. We should just, but obviously Brentford as well. No disrespect to Brentford. Brentford are a really good team. I predicted that they would finish last in the table, but it's not looking like that's going to happen. It's looking like they might stay up. So Brentford are a good team. We can't underestimate them, but we should win.
Okay. Guys, do you see something on Twitter? There's a microcomputer who predicted Chelsea to win the league by 99 points and Brentford to finish fourth. Do you guys see the prediction?
No,
a microcomputer predicted it.
Waste of time, man. I don't know why people entertain themselves with these things.
Brentford fourth. I mean,
yes, he said it. Brentford fourth. United sixth.
You can't look. It's just something to laugh about. It's just funny, but yeah, very strange.
If that happens,
I mean, Chelsea winning the league, yes, maybe not by that many points, by 99 points, but
99 points.
Yeah, not really. Strange. But they obviously you guys can't win the league. But Brentford fourth, I think that's just ludicrous. That's a bad shout.
And then the goals conceded. What's that about?
4 goals.
Oh, no.
So you're gonna we're gonna pack all the
you all know how bad Arsenal and Spurs are. I mean, they have still a much better chance of making the top 4. I mean, Brentford are a newly promoted team. I mean, they're not gonna go that far.
But it's possible. The football is weird. Sometimes you can't put it football. It's very possible. But
it's not
for me, no chance.
For
me, no chance.
Fourth?
Yeah, no chance. No chance.
Fourth? It didn't even say 5th or 6th. Fourth? That's tough.
And they just got promoted. No, it's not. Even Leicester did it after they stayed up.
Yeah.
They didn't just get promoted and then finish top 4 or win the league.
Yeah.
So it's not going to happen, man.
I think top 10 is realistic. They could definitely finish 9th, 8th at a push, but top 6 even I think is quite unrealistic.
But 4th, that's a long ass stretch. No way, man. No way. That's a long ass stretch for me. Oh.
Over a 38 game season, impossible, I think.
It's tough. But they hit games and they won't concede much. Finish 4th. If Brentford finish ahead of United, we need to have a serious conversation. And basically, it's very serious conversation. This is not a joke. If Brentford, a new promoted Premier League team, finish ahead of Manchester Divided, we need to have a serious conversation. Not even small one.
Abdullahi, did you check the goals conceded? What did the supercomputer say about goals conceded? Just in general.
It will consider 4 goals.
I mean, what's the goals considered? So I'm looking at it now. So teams like Newcastle, Leeds to concede how many goals? I mean, that's crazy. So the points, goals plus goals, because of 4 against. So Newcastle to concede 80 goals. That's crazy. And then so what's it? Brighton to concede 14.
Wow.
Very interesting. United to concede 16.
I'm pulling it right now for the people who are listening for the TL, and I'm saying right now, if the newly promoted Premier League team Brentford finish ahead of Boychas that if I did. I'm seriously speaking right now. I'm gonna have a serious conversation about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer
You
United.
know, I don't think it's gonna happen. Let's be honest,
No,
because
no, no, that
even
hey, I'm saying that if that
even
happens,
if I don't rate United, they're gonna finish
if
above Brentford.
if that no, but if Brentford, I'm not joking. If Brentford finish ahead of United, Lord help us, Lord in heaven help us, Lord help us.
If Brentford finish top 6, I think I'll just I'll quit. I'll retire.
No, no.
You won't.
Me too, man. Me too.
I don't think they finished top 8 actually. Maybe top
Yeah.
10, maybe max 10th. Well, I don't see them.
Honestly, I don't see them. They're a very good team, but I just don't see them doing as well as.
Sustaining that pressure like that
Yeah, I
energy
mean,
and momentum.
a couple of seasons ago, Wolves were really good when they came up under Nuno,
And they finished
and obviously
fifth.
Leeds.
They even went to the Europa and they lose. They lost.
Brentford won't finish higher
I
than
don't
10th,
think
man.
I don't think Brentford can keep it up past Christmas. Like they'll tire out. Like the league is gonna be tougher during that Christmas period, those hectic, because now guess what? After every 3 games, there's a break in for international break.
Yeah.
That would stop after November, right? The
After
last
November,
one is in
yeah.
November.
November, yeah.
I think what they've shown is that they'll definitely survive. They have a team that can survive.
Yeah, I think don't still believe until Christmas though. Let them pass Christmas first. Let's see where they are, because they lose 4 games in a row. Like remember Norwich when he came up with Timo Pukki? Remember they won a lot of games before the November international break, right? And then things just went south. And
I think
and
the
they were
only
not.
difference is Brentford seem to have a plan when defending. They seem more competent and more physical in the league.
Yeah.
But if you're clinical enough, you beat them. If you're clinical, they will give you chances if you're clinical. I've watched them play. If you're clinical, you
Yeah.
beat Brentford.
What do
No,
you think
but-
about? Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Eric. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to ask Dahir quickly about what he thought about Liverpool's match against Brentford.
You know what? That game was quite chaotic, honestly. Like, I think up until now, that was probably the worst league game we've had. I mean, we've had a good start to the season, but that was the one game which really frustrated me the most, because they obviously took the lead and we equalized, but I think it was the fact that we let in a late equalizer. Brentford played really well that day. They had a game plan, but I just think it was a case of the 2 strikers in Buemu and Tony literally getting the better of Virgil. I don't think Van Dijk had a good game that day. It was probably his worst in Liverpool shirt, and he's been here for 4 years or something. So I don't think we were good that day. Even in midfield, Henderson was just not covering Trent as he was supposed to. So I just think that day Brentford were really on it, and we just went at the races. So I don't think it was a case of Brentford being absolutely amazing. It was more a case of Liverpool not really asserting themselves in the game, especially in midfield.
I think Brentford has scored the most goals against your team this season, right?
Yeah, because I don't think we've let in 3 goals in a game. Only against Brentford, really, which was
Exactly.
at the moment I'll view it as a one-off, but obviously it was a concern when we let in that late equalizer. I mean, anyone can draw to Man City and Chelsea. They're obviously our title rivals, but I think it was kind of frustrating that the only thing I didn't like was the fact that we conceded a late equalizer in that game. We were so close to getting the win. The Man City game, fair enough, 2-2, great game, against the champions, but I can live with that draw more. Whereas with the Brentford one, it's a bit definitely 2 points dropped in that.
Don't be too angry, man. Brentford went to the London Stadium and beat West Ham. All right, West Ham is a good team. From last season to this season, they've been doing very well. And this Brentford team went to the London Stadium and beat them, and it was
that was a
1-0.
big result for them as well.
Yeah,
I can't lie.
So don't be mad. This Brentford team looks like the giant killers this season.
They are a very good team.
They're a good team.
But I mean, I think something is because something. When a team is good, there's always one player that is very superior. In Liverpool, it's Mohamed Salah. In Man City, we can say KDB, Riyad Mahrez, Phil Foden, and co. In Chelsea, we can even talked about maybe Romelu Lukaku, maybe Tony Rudiger, this kind of players. I've watched Brentford. Since people has been saying about them, I've go back and watch them very well. I kind of sit down, have a look about them and say how good they are. Brentford will give a chance to play to go at them. It has to be. We have to be clinical and be on.
Do you know what? I think with Brentford, we'll really see how good they are tomorrow. Because listen, if obviously they beat Arsenal on the opening day, which for me wasn't a big deal because Arsenal are not that good, to be honest with you, and they were missing a lot of players anyway. But when they drew us, I think that's when people stood up and took notice because that's when you look at it.
I remember they've not lost in that stadium, right? This is a new stadium.
They haven't.
Yeah, this is a new stadium for them. They've not lost. They played 3 matches. They've won the 3 matches they've played.
Obviously, I think it could be an awkward game for Chelsea if literally the first game after the international break as well. That's why it might be a tricky game.
And Eric, I won't lie. I don't feel good about this match. And then Chelsea now has a lot of injuries also.
Yes.
No Rudiger.
No Silva.
Kante
is fit. He's fit.
But guys, I think to be honest, I can't see Brentford winning. I think the most they can get is a draw, but I can't see them winning.
I see a draw too. I see a draw, Eric.
Guys, I see a win. I see a win.
I see a win.
They've not lost in that stadium.
Yeah, see, they've not lost in that stadium. Who said they're not gonna lose tomorrow?
Yeah. I mean, I can't see Chelsea losing the game, but a draw is possible.
And, let me tell you something, Abdullahi. They play a dirty style. They play one kind of football like you cannot put a grip on what they actually do. They just do it. They play a very
this is where we sit.
Let me use the word unconventional. You know, when you fight an unconventional boxer, right? Someone that doesn't fight like a regular person. That's how Brentford plays. They don't play anything.
They basically play a 3-5-2, and like you said, they are very unconventional. Sometimes they'll go with the. Obviously, against us, they went with a long ball, and each time, Tony just keeps winning that first ball every time. And
you know the funny part? In as much as they play this unconventional, but this is why I have to judge Chelsea player if they're man enough to say yes, I'm playing for Chelsea Football Club. If they're not man enough, get out of my club.
Abdullahi is more about hope and faith than about logic. Like I already mentioned, a few minutes before, I think before Emmy came in, just like what he said, we don't do well after international breaks. We have injuries, we have people are out. Rudiger, who goes on that left-hand side, as the left-sided center
I'm hearing
back.
we may switch to a back four. That's what I'm hearing.
I'm relying on Tuchel's tactics, and I hope the players turn up. That's what I'm hoping for. Because we can easily drop points in this match.
And I'm a bit worried, but I'm still confident.
The good thing is, if Chelsea win this game, then that means they would have navigated through a tricky game, and then I'm pretty sure Chelsea will go on a winning run because then next week you guys play Norwich, which is for me a standard 3 points, and then it's Newcastle, and then it's Burnley.
Yeah.
The good thing is Chelsea have winnable fixtures, so tomorrow is one of them. But tomorrow is like a tricky one.
Tomorrow is the most. Abdullahi, we've talked about this Brentford game about 4 weeks ago. I kept telling you, this is the game that will actually tell us where we are.
Yeah, that's what I said. We have to man up.
I'm glad that you've gone to watch Brentford. I've watched this Brentford team, since this season. They are just that kind of team you don't want to play after the international break, right? Like right now, our players, like what Tuchel said today, he has only had 2 training sessions and 1 video session for tactics, right, with the team complete. So I don't know.
It's complicated in terms of that.
I mean, the one thing I'll say is Chelsea are in a very good position right now. I know the gap is only 1 point after 7 games, which is, I know it's very early, but with this game, if Chelsea win this game, then they've got some really winnable fixtures coming up, and the pressure is on us because we play Man United next week. So, and Man City obviously have a few tricky games here and there, and then a couple points behind. So it's a good opportunity for Chelsea. That's what I will say.
Because this is what I'm saying. I'm happy we play Man City, we play Liverpool, we've played Tottenham, we played those big teams that will not give me worry too much. The only big team we haven't played is United, which is gonna be next month, November the 28th.
Yeah.
After United, till January the 2nd, no big matches until January the 2nd, when we're going to play Liverpool, Tottenham Hotspur, Man City, United.
You know, the thing is with United, I think their luck will run out. Honestly, I just can't see Ole pulling
has
out
to.
magic
It has to.
season after season after season. I think that the fixtures they have, they're bound to lose at least 2 games or 3 games in the next few weeks.
Yeah. And that will put the pressure on him a lot, and the club. You put the pressure on him because people
Yeah, I
have
mean
to
they're playing Leicester tomorrow, and Leicester also need to win.
Yeah, they can easily drop points again. I know Leicester has been playing poorly, but they can easily drop points against Leicester.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm scared of this Brentford game. I won't lie.
Look,
We're playing at 5:30 UK time, which is also not a good time.
Yeah, I mean that's when we played them.
If we're serious about this title, we have to just find a way, man.
Because I listened to what Tuchel said when they asked him that at Chelsea title contender. You know what Tuchel said? He said we are title contender and we have to embrace that name of title contender. We have to show the world that we deserve to be called title contender. We deserve, and we have to earn it. He said it.
Well, you know one thing, right? If Tuchel tries to be too clever, I think tomorrow is those kind of games where you just keep it simple.
Yeah.
And you snuff out the life out of Brentford in the first 20 minutes, score 2 goals, and just keep them quiet. Like the longer the game goes, I think Brentford fight because their crowd is non-stop. They don't stop talking, they don't stop shouting, they don't stop screaming. The crowd they have in their new stadium, they don't stop. So the quicker we can keep them quiet, the better. But the thing is, I just pray Tuchel starts the right team. I'm not saying we don't have the right team. We don't have the team to beat Brentford. If Tuchel doesn't start the right team, we'll be in trouble. We'll be in trouble, Abdullah.
Yeah, I know.
We'll be in trouble.
We have to start. For me, I think Callum Hudson-Odoi should start. I think he should be on the. I know. Some.
We'll talk about the lineup stuff.
Okay.
We'll talk about lineup stuff very soon because I took my time to listen to what Tuchel said in his presser, and I was like, no Rudiger, no Silva. Huh? We are screwed.
No Rudiger, no Silva, no. Although Ziyech is not really.
Don't even talk about playing.
Yeah, he wouldn't have started anyway. But don't.
Silva is quarantine. It's quarantine.
Yeah, Silva is he's not quarantining. He's just coming into London.
It was on his IG that he's quarantined after he came back from Brazil.
Okay.
He has to quarantine for like 5 or 10 days. Yep.
I need to go. So let me just quickly talk about the lineup and then
you go talk about your lineup.
Yeah. So it's the back line. It should be very interesting to see what back line we do.
Christensen, Chalova, Aspi. Then he puts with James Poston like a wing back. Maybe.
Exactly. Yeah. So Christensen on the left, maybe Chalobah in the middle.
In the center, right?
But then who goes on the left?
Yeah, maybe Chalobah.
Chalobah plays on the
Chalobah
left.
on the left, okay, and then Dave on the right. And then who is the wing back?
With James and then
James wing back.
Chilwell.
Okay, right wing back.
Alonso.
Chilwell, yeah, something like that.
Because because we have to score goals tomorrow, I will go for Marcos Alonso tomorrow.
Why?
Because reason is because going forward, I trust Alonso more than Ben Chilwell and his informed.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think as a wing back,
I trust Alonso more because if I see a set piece, I can put my money on Alonso to score. Free kick, corner kick, set piece.
But
Alonso.
his recent performances have not. The last 2 games he played, he wasn't good.
Oh no, he was good. It was good for Spain. Alonso
was good for Spain. He was
talking about come on. We're not talking about international football. I'm talking about
international football. That's the highest level now. We're talking about two big games.
Come on, I mean, I'm talking about for Chelsea. What he did for Chelsea recently.
No, bro. You have to add. See, you're playing Italy, who are the European champions, right? Newly crowned European champions.
Did they win
that performance?
Did they win the Nations League?
Did they win? No, they didn't win the Nations League.
Okay, then let's calm down a little bit.
But his performance against Italy, though, you want to take that out from him? No. He played ball that day. He played ball so much that everybody was like, "Wow!" Nobody knew.
It doesn't mean he needs to start. doesn't mean he needs to start this weekend. Marcos
Yeah,
Alonso is good, but he cannot be Chelsea's week in, week out.
No,
Yeah, I
but
agree.
Chilwell is not in form. He gave away a
Chilwell
penalty
is
in the
not.
last game.
Chilwell scored the last game too. So what are you
Which
saying?
goal? Which goal did he score? Alonso stayed there. Alonso scored that goal too.
So what? Let me
Yes, now
calm down.
Alonso
because
scored that goal.
what are you saying? See, this is the thing when I say agendas.
It's
What
not
you mean
agenda.
by
Sam,
what you mean
I
by
think
Alonso scored
I think
that
the issue
goal?
is I'm looking at that Brentford team and I've watched them for since the international break has been over. I've been watching them for like throughout the international break, and I will say this match I think we will need more of Alonso than Chilwell. Reason is because we have a set piece, and that I'm sure of. And when we have a set piece, I can put my money on somebody to get to that set
Are you
piece.
saying it because Alonso has scored one set piece goal now?
No. Alonso is very good in
Alonso is
terms
the
of
highest scoring
highest
defender in the
defender
Premier League.
in the Premier League history.
Doesn't
Saying
matter.
that
He's
Are you telling me that
2016.
against Brentford you don't need a defensive player too?
you need a defensive player. That's why I said we need more of Golo Kante more to work very harder for us,
No.
which
What
I'm
you
happy
guys are
about.
doing right now is you are saying, "Oh, this is Brentford.
No.
You need more
What I'm
attacking."
saying,
Brentford
Let
is
me
a giant
finish.
killer.
You're saying you need more attacking than actually someone who
I
can
think you
defend.
need more height.
You
So
saying that
no,
Sam,
more like, no. What I'm saying,
Chilwell.
Sam,
No,
you
but
need
real
more
quick, you
height
saying that
against Brentford.
Chilwell. You saying that Chilwell because he gave up a penalty last game. That means that he shouldn't
No, he
start this
was
game.
No,
I
poor.
no,
He
feel
no.
it's
was poor.
harsh.
It
Chilwell
was
was
poor.
poor. Chilwell was
But
poor in that game.
was poor in that
He
game. Yeah.
was so
What I'm
poor.
saying is, what I'm saying is,
This is no hiding this
what
thing.
I'm saying.
He
Reason I said
was
I
so
will play
poor.
more as Piqueta, more of Alonso than Chilwell is.
No, but at the end, it's Eric that is giving his lineup.
No,
So
Eric,
let's
go for it.
choose.
Yeah, look, yeah, either of them can play. I don't think it's a major issue right now. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Alonso because he has been more involved so far. Chilwell is just getting back into the team, so it's fine if Alonso. I'm not too bothered which one of them starts. Whoever starts has to obviously play well. That's the most important thing. Moving on to the midfield, I think Loftus-Cheek has to start. He has to play. I think he deserves another start. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Kovacic beside him. I'm not sure. Kovacic or
What will you play
Kante
Kante?
maybe.
Because
Kovacic,
Kante is needed in this match. You know that.
Kovacic and Loftus-Cheek against Brentford. Brentford
You
plays
need Conte. You
Gra-Gra.
need Conte. This match is needed in Conte.
Wait, they play gra football, if you
Yeah.
understand what I mean.
Yeah.
They play like a typical English team. Like
Yeah.
they are all over your face. They are rash. They are horrible. They are
They don't
nasty.
care about you.
They
They don't
kick
care.
you. They kick you everywhere.
This is where we
I
miss
think
Gudoga a
Kante-
lot. Gudoga is
I
needed
think-
in this
I
match.
agree with Abdul Kante, but it's your lineup, Eric. Go ahead, Jerry. Don't mind me.
Yeah, look, once again, I'm not too worried either way. Kante can maybe he can be rested and play
Rested
for.
in this kind of matches.
No,
We play.
I think
Yeah.
you
We play
rest
Malmo
him
next in the
for Malmo.
UCL.
Don't worry, you rest him in Malmo.
You can rest him in Malmo, but Brentford.
You need the 3
Yeah,
points.
the
We
Brentford
don't- we
game's
don't-
obviously much tougher. I have a feeling
Yeah.
this game is going to end in a 2-2. Honestly, I don't know why.
I have
we
the same
don't,
feeling, but I'm trying not to think
yeah.
of it like that.
Kante, we don't. We're not sure what the situation is with Kante, so
It's
I don't
fit.
know.
It's
But
fit. It's ready. It's
I
fit.
don't think we need Kante to beat Brentford. Maybe I'm being disrespectful, but
Eric,
either way is fine.
Eric,
Either way is
Eric,
fine.
you
we
need
got
That would
Kante.
be ideal
Kante.
for this game.
You need Kante.
Yes,
but
You need to go
Eric,
to Kante's energy in
have you
this match.
seen this
Look,
team?
that's just my opinion.
Have you
Oh,
watched?
wow.
You can
See,
take it or
have you
leave
watched
it.
this
It's
Brentford
fine.
team play?
You guys
Eric,
should
I've
allow
watched
Eric
them.
say his lineup now.
Okay, so let me let me move to the front line. Okay, so Sam is going to disagree with this one. I said it before, and I'm going to say it again.
Why?
I think
Say it now.
I
It's your
think
full
Callum.
chest.
Yeah, I think Callum should start. I do. I think he should be on the left. Yes, I think he will do well. Well, we should just give him a chance. I think he did enough from the previous game to be given more of a chance, and that's my opinion. And then obviously Lukaku up front, and then on the right I'll go with Werner. Not
Yeah,
because
I think Werner deserves to start. He's
yeah,
been in
yeah.
good form.
Based on the last game, I'll go with Werner on the right. So that's my team.
Nice team.
Fair enough.
I know
That's
it's
not
too
bad.
early to say whether Werner is completely in form, but he's looked good for Germany as well. He's got like 5 goals in 5 appearances, and
Yeah.
in the Southampton game, he essentially scored the winning goal. But we all know with Werner, he can easily go back to that terrible on
Yeah,
and
he
off
can drop.
form.
Yeah, he can
And,
drop.
I wouldn't say he's gonna set
the
the
funny part
house
about
on
Werner
fire
is
and
when he's in
start
form,
scoring goals.
when
But
he's in form, he's in form. When he's in
yeah,
form, he's
but
in form.
he's a clever player. I just think he needs to continue that. He lacks consistency at times.
I agree.
Yeah, and then for the scoreline, I'll go with the 2-1 win. I'll go with 1-2 because we're away, right? So I'll say 1-2 narrow victory.
I
Maybe
can see
the
a result like that too. If not,
yeah
maybe 2-2, but I think 2-1 Chelsea is realistic, or
Guys,
3-1.
guys,
yeah.
you're omitting somebody in that team.
So you are saying Brentford must score, huh?
Wait.
Look, I just have a feeling, man. I have a feeling.
You think
I mean, if
Brentford will score
Rudiger
tonight?
was
Because
playing and Thiago
no,
Silva, maybe not.
because the reason is why Eric is saying 2-1 is you're forgetting somebody in that team that if he's on form, if it is the form of his life, it will be tough for Brentford to score Edward Mendy. If Mendy is in form, it will be hard for Brentford to score. I can tell you now because the charisma that guy carries himself into that pitch, shouting, talking to them, let them know.
We're missing 2 very key defenders tomorrow, though.
Yeah.
Especially
Silva and
Rudiger.
Rudiger.
We'll miss that command there from those guys at the back because those guys arrange the team, right? So that's one of the reasons I see Jorginho playing tomorrow. Actually, I think Jorginho will play somewhere. I might be wrong. Maybe Tuchel will just go back to Jorginho and Kante. I don't know.
But you
Do-
know what?
do you
At the
think-
same time, if
yeah.
Chelsea score early in this game
Yeah.
and sort of match the intensity and start the game better, then I can see a comfortable win. Because remember, Romelu Lukaku was signed for games like this, where I know
Yeah, he likes
99.9% he's gonna turn up against teams like Brentford and whatnot. The only question mark with Lukaku so far has been the big games. I know he can do a little bit more, like we saw against Liverpool, City, Juventus. I don't think he was
even
terrible
Juventus.
in those games, but I think there are times where he can definitely do better in the big games. But I would never doubt him in those winnable games where he can easily
I
get
don't
the
know.
points for Chelsea.
Tomorrow's a banana peel for me. I think I've seen this from like 5 weeks ago. It's been a game I've been like, geez, hope he doesn't come when we don't have a bad form or we lose players. Well,
I think
we're
it's the
losing
kind of
players.
game where Chelsea may not keep a clean sheet, but I can see a win.
Yeah.
Like if they're on it, 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think so. If we can
yeah.
score early, score early tomorrow, if we can score before 20 minutes,
Yeah.
I think we can roll them over.
Yeah.
and
Basically,
score
if
more.
Chelsea stay top of the league by the end of this weekend, it's looking good for you guys because
Yeah.
with Norwich, Burnley, Newcastle coming up, I just can't see where Chelsea drop points because
Newcastle
for
is
us it's going to be harder.
Newcastle is also tricky.
Because of the owner.
St. James
Is-
Park.
Yes,
is-
but
the way, isn't it?
honestly,
away.
Newcastle are a crap team right now. Let's just call it.
Yeah.
Like,
See, Chelsea has always had a problem beating Newcastle away.
yeah, I mean, obviously, in a few
even
years
in the
from
Mourinho-
now,
even
it's
in
gonna
Mourinho's time.
sound a little bit silly.
No,
but
no.
right now, Newcastle are not where they are.
No,
where
but
they
but
should be.
Chelsea struggle. That's just a fact. Whether they're bad or not.
Whether
like,
they're
we
bad
always-
or good, St. James Park is somewhere
we
most
always
Chelsea
struggle.
fans
Yeah.
know.
That is true. Yeah,
It's always tricky. Even though Newcastle has the most
and
popular
by
team.
then, I don't think Bruce will be the manager. So
Oh, you don't think so?
probably not, because if they lose to Spurs this weekend, they might actually get rid of him and then find a
I
different
heard-
manager. So yeah,
I saw his body language in their press conference. He looked
he's
like
just
someone
hanging on
that's
basically.
yeah, he looked like someone that they've shown the red paper, the pink slip already.
But
He told
but
him,
I think it's better like this though. I think if he goes like this, it's better than him getting sacked by Mike Ashley, who is not a very good owner. But yeah, anyway, I'll see you guys after the match.
No,
okay, man,
I
Eric,
mean,
nice
that's
one.
what you mate.
So, since you guys are already talking about it, let's preview the matches out for this weekend.
Where's Blue Eyes?
Absent.
You
Weekend
hear me?
matches.
Don't worry, he'll soon come.
Don't worry. When you mentioned that you Mason Mount, bro, to show up. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, Declan Rice.
No, relax. I don't want to see. I'm having a headache about
Let
talking
me,
about
let
the
me
Canadians.
just say I like Declan Rice and I want him to come to Chelsea. You see players who are there.
Blue eyes with your shoe. What? Did I hear something? Oh!
You know what? Just quickly, Abdullah, before you start the preview for the weekend's
Mm.
games, all I want to say is I don't want to see Claudio Ranieri taxed this weekend, please, because all I can say is this, yeah. I know this man, there's just something about him, yeah. It's his first game in charge and it happens to be against Liverpool. If I see him set up pragmatically and we don't win that game, Lord have mercy, man. I am gonna lose it.
I listened to Jurgen Klopp today, and Jurgen Klopp was pissed off. He was mad. It's like
Yeah, I need to catch up with that one.
I listened to it was mad. Jurgen Klopp was like, wait, what is happening with Jurgen Klopp getting mad in presser? And I was like, oh, let me listen to what this man said. He was like, I don't like the way the model of Westford, second manager, like, Jurgen Klopp, relax, man.
Yeah. And then I saw Ranieri's interview where he said, if we win or if we keep a clean sheet, I'm gonna buy them dinner or something like that. And I just think to myself, please, not this weekend, Liverpool. Like, we have to win this game.
For him saying that, it means they're gonna go pragmatic. They'll go defensive.
Yeah, it's not gonna be. You know what? Obviously, most people are predicting a comfortable Liverpool.
Ismail Assar. You better keep an eye on it. Ismail Assar.
Yeah. I mean, if you remember the season where we won the title comfortably, they were the team that ended our unbeaten run. And Ismail Assar scored twice in that game. But I think this time it should be different because obviously with the form Salah is in, I can't see anything other than a Liverpool win.
No Fabinho, no Alisson. That's a key point, man.
But let me throw that back at you because I think this is the ideal game for them to miss. Because if we had United this weekend, then maybe it'd be more of a struggle. But I think for them not playing against Watford shouldn't really affect us too much because we're playing United the week after, so they'll obviously be back for that game. But this one, I think, even with a few changes, we should be winning it. You never know in this league. Like we've seen some crazy results already.
So tomorrow's match is Watford, Liverpool, Villa, Wolves, Leicester United, Man City, Burnley. Straight win for Man City.
Wait. Start from the beginning. You said Watford, Liverpool.
Yeah, wow. Aston Villa, Wolverhampton, Leicester United.
Bro, that looks like a tricky tie, though.
For which one? Watford?
Yeah, Watford, Liverpool. Ranieri's first game.
Where's Watford in the table? Let me see where they are in the table.
I don't care where they are. It's Ranieri.
I think they're somewhere just above the relegation zone. Whether they
are 16th or 17th. Yeah, but that's a funny one to see. Aston, bro.
And I'm working overnight, and I'm gonna miss the first half of the Liverpool match. But I was second half.
Leicester, Man always has a way to beat.
That's a very unpredictable game.
Jamie Vardy is in form. Hey, Chineke.
What about
no Maguire? No Maguire.
I see a draw in the Leicester.
No Maguire. No Varane.
What about Kelechi? Kelechi that's chopped. He uses the soap. He now uses liquid soap.
No, Kelechi will be fine. No, he's taking.
Kelechi likes to score against Man U. He likes to score this kind of game.
He does. I think the most predictable game in this fixture weekend is Man City Burnley. They're probably going to win 5-0. Man City.
Guys, my mind.
They always seem to score 5.
My mind is telling me something about this match. My mind is telling me something.
Which one?
I may see Burnley surprising Man City.
No. Man City wipe them 5.
Emmy, I know Man City is this Man City. I might see Burnley,
not this Man City.
But guys, in the past few seasons, every time Burnley go to the Etihad, they hold 5 at least. They always concede 5.
They concede 5, but
they always concede 5. Like 2 seasons, you concede 4.
But football is so crazy and so ironic that you cannot predict anything that can happen in football. Sure. So that's what I'm saying. I'm having a sneaky feelings about this Burnley Man City. Sneaky feelings.
We would love that to happen, but I just don't see it.
Another team that's flying under the radar is Brighton.
Brighton, Norwich.
Brighton, very good start to the season.
Graham Potter is doing a fantastic job there.
Very good job, yeah.
But the issue they're having is they don't have a goal scorer.
They should beat Norwich tomorrow, I think Brighton are actually going to do very well this season, like, if they carry this on.
Southampton versus Leeds United.
And this guy is not there back. He's not fully back, Tariq Lamptey.
Southampton Leeds has smells of a draw. Like I
Yo,
don't know.
it
Like
smells like a lot
Legendary
of
break.
goals.
Relax.
It looks like 4-4. It feels like 4-4. It
yeah,
looks like
maybe 2-2.
yeah, it looks like a lot of goals, I think.
Yeah.
Then you have Brentford, Chelsea. Oh,
Brentford.
Honestly,
Chelsea.
it's a very good day of Premier League football.
Of
Like
football,
yeah.
there's
yeah.
so many good games there.
Yeah, so many good games.
So many good games. And also, we go to Sunday. Everton, West Ham, Newcastle, Tottenham Hotspur.
Very good games there.
Very
I
good
mean,
games.
Everton obviously. I think they're another team that have gone under the radar. You know, they've done really well under Rafa. And
Under Rafa
if
Benitez.
anything, they should have beaten Man United. I
And
can't lie.
if that guy, what is his name? Is it Jones or was it Davis?
It was Davis.
Why
Yeah,
do
I
you
mean,
score your play to a defender? Don't shoot on sight.
I thought the exact same, Abdullahi. When I saw him in
Shoot!
that position,
Why are you passing?
yeah, I mean, he could have easily gone for the shot there.
Shoot!
But
He will,
yeah.
because the position he can score that goes there. Then why is he not shooting? Why?
they were really good in general in that game. Damari Gray was actually, I think he's actually one of the best signings in the Premier League this season. Damari Gray.
Yeah, I agree. And on Monday, a London derby.
Again, Arsenal should win this based on their form, but you never know because
Patrick Vieira.
yeah, Patrick Vieira's coming back. Crystal Palace actually.
With the way
have
Palace are
good-
playing though, it's gonna be tough.
Mm.
It's gonna be very. And if Palace win, Palace may go above Arsenal if they win. They will go above Arsenal if they
Yeah.
win.
Do you know what? Palace haven't always got the results, but
If
they've
they win,
actually,
I think
they've
they will go
actually
above
looked
Arsenal.
good in those games. You know,
Yeah,
even
they will go-
look, we beat them 3-0 recently, and trust me when I say this, it wasn't a 3-0 game. Palace actually gave us so many problems, and they could have scored against us a couple of
Yeah.
times.
If not for Alisson Becker for you guys,
Yeah, Alisson Becker was really good that day. In the end, we got a comfortable 3-0, but it wasn't as comfortable as the scoreline suggests. If you watched the game, Palace actually played really well at Anfield. So
and they dominated, yeah.
yeah, I mean, if they can bring the same energy at the Emirates, Arsenal better be careful.
It's gonna be very, very tough. Very,
And,
very
and I
tough.
think Vieira needs to start playing Edouard actually.
He's playing him more recently. He's been playing him
Yeah,
more recently.
yeah. I think the more he plays, the better because that guy seems like a very good poacher in front of goal.
Yeah. Yeah, Osman Edward.
Yeah, Ousmane Edouard. I mean, he's done really well at Celtic, so
Yeah. Fair enough, I agree. Another match that is going on the radar is Lazio versus AS Roma. Syria.
didn't Lazio and Roma play before the international break?
Nope.
I think they did, you know.
No. It's not Lazio. It was Napoli versus Napoli.
No, I think it was the Rome derby actually. Pedro, I think, wasn't it?
No. Hold on. Let me see. Let me check the table. Let me check the what matches we're having now. Oh. So the matches
Oh yeah,
are
it was. Yeah, I mean, it was in late September. Lazio beat Roma.
Spezia, Salamitana, Lazio, Inter Milan. Sorry, my bad. Lazio, Inter Milan versus LS
Yeah,
Verona.
because Lazio already beat Roma.
So Lazio versus Inter Milan. What's this man going back to his club? What's his name?
Spalletti.
Inzaghi.
No, Inzaghi.
Yeah, Simone Inzaghi.
Simone Inzaghi going back home.
And then on Sunday you have Juventus against Roma. Jose
Oh, my-
Mourinho
Oh
coming
Lord
up
in
against
heaven.
Allegri. I think that's a must. That's a really good game.
Juventus,
Probably-
Roma, Napoli
yeah,
versus
Juventus,
Torino.
Roma.
Ah, Lord in heaven.
And I can't lie to you, Abdullahi. Yeah, from the few games I've watched in Serie A this season, I honestly think it's back. The league is actually coming
Yeah,
back.
I agree. After the Premier League,
I think the manager
actually
go there
watched
do. Make
Serie
it
A.
more
After
interesting.
the Premier League, I would be inclined to say Serie A has
Yeah.
been second.
Yeah.
Yep,
If you
Serie
look at
A.
Ose,
And then
Spalletti,
third, and then third
Simeone.
is Ligue 1. I like Ligue 1 too.
Agricultural Science League.
No, it's actually a very competitive league. Like it's very physical. It's technical. Those boys play ball. Like if you want to enjoy good football, watch Ligue 1. Ligue 1
Ligue 1,
is
yeah.
also very good. I don't like
I
Bundesliga
agree.
because it's like basketball. Like
I don't remember that's like that's
guys,
too
like
much.
end to end, no defending, nothing.
Guys,
First
have
way.
any of you had a chance to see Napoli, and do you think they can carry this on? Because
Yes.
7 wins from 7 is actually very impressive.
That head. I'm saying it right now. If my boy win a Scudetto for Napoli, I'm gonna get serious.
Yeah.
I have so many receipts. I'm not ready to put out that receipt. I don't have
Is it
the time right now.
Victor
I don't have the
Osimhen?
time. If my
Victor
boy,
Osimhen. Yeah.
if my boy win a Scudetto, Lord in heaven, we'll have a serious conversation.
I can't lie.
have
I
receipts.
would actually love Victor Osimhen at Liverpool. I can't lie. Like,
See, I want to see my Chelsea place. I want that African dynasty to continue. Drogba, SCM.
Looks like a good game. No, I was just saying Lyon Monaco tomorrow. Looks like
Oh, Liam, that's not bad.
that's a good game as well.
That's a good
Yeah,
game
I
too.
mean, so many good
Another-
games.
another
I
very-
think Juve Roma seems like the biggest one.
yeah, Juve Roma is a big game.
That's Sunday.
Yeah, but one team people need to start looking at is Marseille. That team, they play very, very good football.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised. I mean, Sampaoli.
What's
Oh,
Sampaoli-
Sampaoli is the manager.
I think
What's Samp-
Sampaoli has changed formation more than any
Oh
other
my
manager.
God.
I mean,
what those boys play football like. It's so sweet to see. It's
But
like
guys,
a
wait.
orchestra.
I'm mixing Sampoli and Spalletti together. I'm mixing them together. Do they look alike?
No. Sao
I
Paulo
mean,
is
they
the
do.
one with the
They're
beard.
both,
Like, with the,
they're both sort of bold, but yeah.
Sao Paulo was the former Zenit. Was it Zenit?
Spalletti.
Or was it Spalletti? Spalletti
Yeah, it
was
was
the former
Cristiano
Zenit.
Spalletti. Yeah.
But Sao Paulo was he Napoli boss?
No, I think he was at Sevilla. He was at Sevilla, and
Sevilla.
yeah, and he was obviously the former Chilean manager as well, and
Correct.
he had a little spell at Argentina.
Yep, that guy is good. They play good football in Marseille, and he has young boys that just know how to, move the ball, run.
Clermont Foot versus Lyon Monaco. Lord in heaven.
Yeah, Lyon Monaco is a good
I mean,
game.
PSG had a game tonight, which I didn't quite
Yeah,
see.
they
But
won.
they came
They
from
won.
behind. Yeah, they
Yeah,
beat
they won.
Angers.
Mbappe scored.
And the funny part about it is that PSG looked very shaky. I won't lie, they looked shaky.
Do you know what? I actually don't think PSG are playing to their potential. I think
No.
Pochettino
I think-
needs to improve.
I think they're keeping. I think they're keeping their energy for the Champions League.
Legendary break. See, I have so many
Yeah.
receipts, and I'm saying it right now. My boy must not win that Scudetto. Victor Uanchukwu Osimhen must not win them. If not win the Scudetto. If that guy
Well,
wins Scudetto,
Yeah,
Abdullahi-
I completely agree with that super chat. By the way, like he seems to have all the components you need for a striker.
it's good on the hair. He has space. He can run at you. Lord in heaven. I don't know where that guy get that energy from. Where he wants to point that energy from, I don't know.
Nah,
He
I
can
think it's
run,
fair to say
he has
Nigeria
space.
have their golden boy up front.
Well, no, we have a good one. We have a star boy in our
100%.
Victor Osimhen. We have a star boy.
Because when he first joined Napoli, there was a bit of doubt.
It was from
because
Wolfsburg
the price tag
to
that they paid
from
to get
Wolfsburg
him
to
from
Lille,
Lille.
from Lille to Napoli.
Yeah, but he's starting to show himself.
And if
now.
Napoli have to sell him above level like 150 something, especially if he wins Scudetto. I'm Lord in heaven. Before
his price is only gonna go up.
he's got Lord in heaven. I'm not ready for that. For that.
I mean,
then-
I still don't know if Napoli can win the league, but they're looking very, very good right now. The football they're playing under Spalletti is actually quite good. They play a 4-2-3-1, and even if you guys remember Anguissa, who was at Fulham, he's even playing really well now.
Yeah. It's probably goes back cold, but
But I think in the long run, AC Milan probably look more stable, I would say.
That's how. This is a question for Napoli. How far can they stay at the top? How far? How long? How long?
That's the
what
real
issue is.
question. And they're obviously in the Europa League as well. Will that affect them later on in the season? Because AC Milan don't have that issue unless they finish third in the Champions League group.
Abdullah, I have a question for you.
Okay.
What do you think about Chelsea selling Pulisic and getting Chiesa?
Emi, if I have to go to Stamford Bridge, London, precisely at Chelsea Football Club, and I have to sit down there and pray to my Lord and my Lord up, I will do that. I will do that with immediate effect, without even hesitating.
So you bring Chiesa in?
Immediately, without even saying no.
Yeah,
If-
I think we need that kind of player in Chelsea.
Do you know how much Pulisic has been? How long he's been injured?
Yeah, they said 10
He's
days,
so
but
injury prone. Yeah,
it's almost 2
Pulisic.
months. It's 2 months already. He's still injured.
Ridiculous.
He only played the first 2 games. Or
First match, he didn't even play second match. He only first match and he was injured.
yeah, and he was injured. Since then, there. And that's 2.5 months ago.
We need to sell him. Yeah, he has to go.
I
don't
actually
care.
agree. I mean, I had a lot of high
I don't
hopes
care
for
American
Pulisic,
endorsement
but
and everything. Pulisic has to go. That's it. It's period.
I think they'll just give him one more this season and see where he is. And if they go and get him back by the end of this season, I think they'll just look for somewhere else.
yeah, I think
Or
Chelsea needs
someone
to
else.
cash in on him if this carries on because he doesn't
Yeah,
seem like.
I think what they will do is they'll bite the bullet, look for someone else,
Mhm.
and just keep him for the business part, and maybe see if they can get his price value up to sell him for as much as we bought him. Right? I think I'm moving on. Maybe
I'll go for Chiesa or Kingsley Coman. If Coman is if it's
What
fit.
about
Coman
Rafinha?
still hasn't signed that contract
Who?
at Bayern.
Rafinha,
Yes, that's a good shout. That's a very good shout.
Rafinha of Leeds.
But the issue is
I think we have to go for Rafinha. I mean, his agent came out and said that Liverpool really like him, so I don't know if we're going to go for him, but I would love Rafinha at Liverpool.
Yeah, Rafinha is good too.
It's good. It's also good too, bro. We have Ziyech who doesn't have brain. That's a spin on the left.
Anyway, guys, I have to go. I'll be right back. Just stay. I'll come back.
No worries.
Yeah, we're almost kind of rounding up, but man, it's gonna be an entertaining Premier League this weekend, and I'm happy. But my scary part about it is because of the international break. It's a little bit.
I think we're definitely guaranteed to have some really tough games where you think maybe it's not going to be so easy for Liverpool, Chelsea, and Man City this weekend.
Yeah, I know.
Man City, I know on paper it looks like it's going to be easy because they always like smash Burnley, but then again, it's always dangerous playing a team that hasn't won yet.
Yeah.
Burnley, if I'm not mistaken, Burnley have not won a Premier League game yet.
Yeah, they have not.
So it's going to be dangerous.
Very dangerous, and the relegation battle it's gonna be difficult.
Yeah, I think 4 teams are yet to win so far. So Southampton, Burnley, Newcastle, and obviously Norwich. I don't see where that win comes from for Norwich, honestly.
Maybe against Burnley, against one of those small teams though.
Yeah,
You never can tell.
but it's safe to say they're going to go down the way they're carrying on. But the others all have a fighting chance.
Yeah. But it's EPL, so you never can tell. Anything can happen. It's EPL. Anything
Exactly, man. After the Brentford result, I think it's safe to say anything can happen in this league.
can. Yeah.
The only thing is Norwich is probably the only team where you can predict like they're not going to get the win. But other than that, you can't predict it.
Is the issue about it is EPL is difficult to predict an EPL. Very difficult to predict. EPL is
And
very
after
difficult.
7 games, you can see the table is already taking shape. Like the best 3 teams in the league are already in the top 3.
Yeah.
And then you have United in 4th, but you know that's not going to last if they carry on with their inconsistencies. You know they're just going to start dropping down the table.
Well, I know United are this weird team that
Yeah, they're just
when you
they
put
just
money
don't
on
look
them,
good. And
they fuck
if
you up.
Varane is missing for 2-3 weeks,
Varane
now,
is missing.
yeah,
No
Varane is not going
Maguire.
to play against
No Maguire.
Liverpool. I think we're playing them next weekend.
Yeah.
And if I will be so angry if we don't beat Man United, honestly, because I think now is a great opportunity to get that win at Old Trafford.
It's good about United, but Watford is dicky because if you lose to Watford, you'll draw the match. And Chelsea
yeah.
was such
I
a
think
point
the
out.
Watford game for me, it's like that one goes without saying we have to win that one. But I'm looking at United game now and I'm thinking we have to win that too because we drew already like 3 times. One of the draws a lot frustrating than the other 2, but yeah.
And United and just one of waiting that he cannot put it. And when Ronaldo is in form of his life, Lord in heaven help us.
Yeah, I mean he's a goal machine. I mean, no
with
surprises
good delivery,
there.
good delivery.
One of the goats. But if you look at United's next 6 games, like
Leicester.
they've got Leicester, they've got Atalanta in the Champions League. Then they play Liverpool at Old Trafford. Then they have, if I'm not mistaken, they play they're out of the Carabao Cup, so they play Manchester City, and then they play Atalanta again. It's going to be very, very tough period for United.
Very tough.
Atalanta are a really good team as well. So,
and I don't think Ole will survive this, man.
you know what? as much as I want to say that the Ollie Judge will kick in terms of like the magic, I don't know how he gets out of these situations. I just can't see him surviving this period as well.
The issue is, will he get sacked in December or before December? That's where the problem is.
Do you know what? I actually think he will still be United's manager at least until January. If results don't improve, then maybe he'll be sacked in the new year or something like that. But I think the United board seem like they trust him. They're gonna give him all the time in the world. But
Wow.
from the United fans, you'll see more like frustration. Like there's already frustration, I think, in their camp. But you're gonna you're gonna see it growing louder and louder if they
Romelu Lukaku's career starts 617 games, 323 goals, 99 assists. Lord in heaven.
Great.
And people don't rate this guy. They don't rate him. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, for me, he's already one of the best strikers in the world now. I mean, I think it's just the notion that he hasn't turned up in some of the big games so far for Chelsea. But you have to give it time. I think so far you can't expect him to turn up.
For me, those notions will eventually be killed off one day, because it will eventually turn up in a big match. People doesn't even expect to turn up. It will turn up in this big match.
Yeah, but for me, if I'm a Chelsea fan, I'm looking at it like this: like as long as he turns up in the majority of the games, because it's a long season and he scores a good amount of goals, then that's the key.
Yeah.
But obviously, you expect him to play well better in the big games, which he hasn't so far. But I think we'll see how it goes, because there's a lot of games in the season.
And what I like most about Lukaku is when you give him those chances, he will bury it. That's the key.
You know what I like about him the most is that he seems to get the shots on target. He rarely misses the target, if you notice. He will either make the goalkeeper save it, or he will put it in the back of the net.
Yeah. And when they're gonna play like as a poacher for a very long time, because you may not rate Romelu Lukaku based on what he does, but he's proven over time that he is a good goal scorer. You have to give him the respect he deserves.
Yeah. And what are your thoughts on the Champions League so far? Like, who do you think has impressed you the most, like in the two games, or which group do you think has been the most entertaining? Because for me, I have to say, Real Madrid's group has been really, really surprising. That FC Sheriff team, they got 6 points and they beat Real Madrid. So that group for me has been really like surprising.
I've never in my entire life heard about a club called Sheriff. It's my first time hearing that club. And
I've heard of them.
If you look at
I didn't know them well.
I did ask him. I did a preview for them, and I told everybody I can see Sheriff winning 2-1 at the Bernabeu. People almost cut my head off when I said it.
Yeah.
I said it on my stream that I can see a shock in Sheriff beating them. And people was like, it's in Bernabeu. They have Benzema. I'm like, I can see this happening. In as much as, even if you have Lionel Messi and Ronaldo, eventually, if it's going to happen, it will happen.
And
I'm not surprised
and
when
and
that
the
happened.
way it happened was ridiculous. Like the winning goal, what a beauty that was! Like in the top corner.
Like I said it already. I don't want to see Sheriff in the round of 16 do like this. You No. I'm
You know what? It's a real possibility.
I'm not
If they
taking that.
win one more game,
It's game over.
then I think they have every chance of getting
If they
out.
win one more game and draw it, it's fine. It's over.
Yeah, 10 points could potentially be enough, because
Yeah. One more
honestly,
game.
how
it is.
embarrassing would that be for Real Madrid or Inter, whoever misses out?
Just imagine that. FC Sheriff leading the table. Oh, Lord and heaven. Lord help us. What has we gone turn into? Lord
You know
help
what?
us.
Yeah, it's nice to see stories like this in football. I can't lie. Like a team for the
Sheriff?
first time. Yeah, but at the same time, if they ever qualify from this group, you just know whoever draws them in the round of 16 should beat them. Like realistically.
Yeah. But it's tough though. It's tough though. Sheriff? Very tough. It's a team like you cannot even predict. But I was not, when I said them beating Madrid, I was not surprised, because I predicted it already. I wasn't surprised.
But honestly, the group for me, even though you know what, I just don't know how, and I know I seem like a hater because I'm a Liverpool fan, but I just don't know how United beat Villarreal. I'm sorry, like Villarreal in that game should have got at least a point.
No, I was.
But there you go.
That's
I
even the
think
point. They win because they had so many chances and they missed.
yeah, if you
So
watch
many.
that game, like Man United were really poor. Like,
Four. And I even thought if Atlanta beat them on away, for me it's game over. Because I can see Villarreal beating Young Boys.
yeah, Villarreal should beat Young Boys twice. Honestly, if they want to qualify from this group, they have to get 6 points from that.
Yeah.
And then if Atalanta beat United and get a draw, then United basically
To finish in Europa League.
yeah, but United basically have to beat Villarreal again, and it's not going to be easy at their place, in Spain. So it's not going to be easy there. And then the final game, United should beat Young Boys.
The
But
problem is United play Atlanta twice. And Atlanta is one of these weird teams that you can't predict. If Atlanta beats United, I think Atlanta is the one top in the table right now, right?
yeah, they are top right now with 4 points,
4 points.
and then it's United second with 3. Young
No,
Boys
United
also-
is third. United is the
actually
third. Young
United
Boys
are actually third because Young Boys beat them.
beat them.
Yeah,
Yeah. So if the problem with it is Villarreal are last in table, right? So
Yeah.
if Atlanta beat United and maybe Young Boys get a draw with Villarreal, Young Boys go second.
Mm.
Young
But I
Boys go
think
second.
the only way I can see United not making it is if Villarreal actually beat Young Boys twice, and then they follow that up by beating United.
Mm-hmm.
So
With the
Villarreal
way
literally-
Villarreal are playing, I don't. With the amount of chances they are missing, it's gonna be difficult for them to beat United at them.
Yeah,
At the
I think Danjuma looks like a really good player. If he carries on playing the way he is,
and they play
he's
very
a
well
really
in
smart
the
signing
international. Yeah,
from
in
Bournemouth.
the national, he plays very well. I watched him.
Yeah,
play very well.
I saw some really nice skills from him. He seems like a very tricky player.
Mhm.
1v1, he can beat players.
Yeah, I agree. But we have to wait and see because some shocking stuff is gonna
I'm
be
probably
happening.
gonna
this
miss
year.
most of the Champions League games during the week, but I'll try and catch up if I can.
Yeah.
We play Atletico Madrid, which is gonna be tough.
That's a team I don't want to play. I don't want to
Yeah,
play.
and they don't play this weekend because obviously South
they have-
American players.
Oh yeah, that's true. They have a lot
Yeah,
of
so they've given Atletico the weekend off, so their next game is technically against Liverpool.
Oh Lord, they'll be so ready. They'll
Yeah,
be so ready.
I mean, I'll take a draw there. I mean, I just tweeted that. I'll
If
take a
Atletico
point.
Madrid win, they go above you guys, right?
Yeah, yes, that's correct.
Wait, are they 4 points already? Oh, they are 4 points. You guys
Yeah,
are
we're
6 points.
basically first with 6 points, and
So
then,
if they win, they go 7th, and you guys go
yeah, they beat AC Milan.
7th. That's true. So they go above you guys.
Yeah, and then obviously we play them at Anfield in a few weeks.
Oh
And
my
then-
God! In
Yeah,
game,
man,
Atletico
all I
will
want
they
is
will
to
pack the
win at
bus.
Anfield against Atleti.
They will pack the bus
Yeah,
with Suarez and this kind of. I can see them packing the bus. They will pack
definitely.
that
But
bus.
if we do beat them at the Metropolitano, then I think we will qualify for sure, 100%.
Exactly.
But
But if they beat it at the one time at the Patano, it's gonna be very difficult.
And then it's game on in terms of like who wins the group. But
Mhm.
I think we put ourselves in a good position to qualify now because 6
Mhm.
points from the first 2 games,
Yeah.
like you can't ask for better.
Mhm. And the
AC
better-
Milan, I would love to see AC Milan qualify, but they're just not.
The
so
irony
far,
about
they-
AC Milan may still have the chance because despite them losing too much, they can still qualify.
Basically, Milan need to beat Porto twice, like as well. Like the same,
That-
they're in the same boat as Villarreal. They need to win the double header.
So they have to beat Porto twice. They
Yeah.
have to beat Atletico Madrid in San Siro,
Yep.
and they have to beat you guys at Anfield, right? No,
Yeah,
at San
basically,
Siro.
they already lost to Atleti at San Siro, so they have to go to Madrid.
So they have to go to Madrid and beat them in Madrid. They
Yeah.
have to win. They have to pay you guys with an Anfield or San Siro.
No, San Siro. We beat them at Anfield.
So that you guys have to come to San Siro.
San
So they have to
Siro,
get
yeah.
they have to get a point from you guys, bet Atletico, and beat Porto Man with that 6,
Yeah.
7.
I
that's
just
6
I just
points.
hope by that stage we're already qualified because if we go to the San Siro needing something, it's gonna be I think everybody's gonna be watching.
Oh my Lord in heaven. That could be a problem because now you're gonna be playing with hesitation, and you don't need that.
Yeah,
You don't need that.
we need like a situation where we can rotate the players like for
Yes.
that game.
You don't want to be putting. You don't want to be playing with so many players that like you're gonna be like out of so many stuff because
Yeah,
you're gonna be
because
rotating.
you know how busy that period is,
I
man.
know.
December. It's gonna be literally the start of December. So
I know. So I know. I understand that.
at Chelsea's group, I think you have nothing to worry about there. I know Juventus beat Chelsea,
Mm-hmm.
and that wasn't the best of nights for the Blues, but But Malmo, you have Malmo in there, you have Zenit in there, who you already beat. So I just don't see the issue there for Chelsea. Chelsea should win at least like 2 games, 3 games more in this group easily.
Why is Postcodes disrespecting Chelsea? Why?
What did he say? I think was it on
Chelsea
that Sky
have
show?
Chelsea have the weakest defender in the top 4. Are you kidding me?
I've never taken him seriously as a pundit, to be honest. I think he's so basic as a pundit.
That's why when former players become a pundit, I'm always having an issue with them because the analytical way of
Scholes is probably one of the worst when it comes to that. When it comes to
when they analyze football, I don't kind of listen to them that much. Because if you look at the way they are signing Ole social, give him time, it will come good. Oh yeah, I see poor with I just tell him to give him time. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You kidding me, right? You see, instead of you calling him out and telling me you can improve on this, on this, on this, and that, you're telling him give him time.
Exactly.
It will improve. Are you kidding me, right? That is my issue with United. The Glazers and everybody. The ambition is my issue.
United, basically, you look at them and you honestly like. I'm saying this very objectively.
Ole is very lucky. If it was Roman that is taking over,
I'm saying this basically without my Liverpool glasses on. Like they just look like a disaster waiting to happen. Honestly, like imagine Ronaldo stops scoring. Imagine he goes through a run of games where he doesn't score. Then what happens? Then who saves United? That's the problem.
Yep, that's what the issue.
Because you can't expect him. I know he's a great goal scorer, but let's remember he's 36 years old. He's not always going to be the savior. So they're gonna need like Pogba. They're gonna need everyone else to step up. But I think the defensive injuries they have at the moment is gonna be what might cost them in the next few weeks.
If they drop point against those teams, they speak for them for me. Speak.
Do you know what? That's why tomorrow is like a big game for them. If they draw or lose to Leicester, I think that's going to be a domino effect because I think I can see us beating Man United at Old Trafford, to be honest with you. If not draw, but I can see us going there with some intent.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see how everything pans out.
It's going to be interesting, definitely.
Legendary break. You guys can see Ole win with McFred. No DM, no controller. Let's be fair. But they have one of the goals in football in terms of the goal scoring in world football, and they have Bruno Fernandes. So I expect, and they have my guy Labio. So I expect them to go to win. Yeah. You have Labio who can control, who can pass the ball. I expect them to win.
The problem with Oli is he keeps persisting with this midfield pivot of McTominay and Fred. I mean, does he not have the power to change it? Of course he does, but he chooses not to. He's very stubborn. He's not really clued on tactically. So
is he afraid to put in both Ronaldo and Fernandes on the bench? Is he afraid to do that?
More or less, yes. And we all know Van de Beek is a decent player. I mean, he doesn't give him much of an opportunity. So I think that guy just needs to leave United. Otherwise, his career is going to go downhill.
I cannot laugh. I'm waiting to laugh. United.
Yeah. You know what? I'll be very surprised if they survive the next 2-3
I'm saying it right now. Brentford must not qualify ahead of United in top 4. I say it again.
Don't worry, that won't happen. But
Brentford must not go to ahead of United. I'm saying it right now. Hey, Brentford go to ahead of United,
then United are finished, basically.
I rest my case. If that happens, I rest my case. So guys, like the video, subscribe, guys, like the video. We're gonna be doing a post-match tomorrow for the weekend matches. Make sure you join us and let's react together to the matches. From the beginning of the matches to the 9 o'clock matches, 11:30 matches. We're gonna discuss and kind of round up about the matches tomorrow. Like the video, subscribe. Guys, support us on Super Chat, guys. Support your boy on Super Chat, guys. And guys, God bless and peace out, guys. Peace, everybody.
Peace. Thank you.